All right, we will get going. If you would silence your devices, we'd appreciate it. It's Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, Shelby County Board of Supervisors regular meeting. Call to order. Any conflicts, gentlemen?
None.
No, sir.
We have a change of the agenda. Number 7 will be taken off. Todd Lean cannot make it today, so we approve the agenda with that change.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes from September 2nd. Any changes? No changes?
Motion approved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of any claims. I looked them over. No issues.
No questions, I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Steve Ginkle, you're up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, the pipeline issue is really broke loose yesterday. First, I'll give you a little update on our Supreme Court appeal. Visited with the attorneys. They're working on their briefs. They're due by October 24th. Probably will be filed before then, but that's when they're due by. We have quite a few counties, states have reached out, attorneys interested in writing amicus briefs in the Pipeline Safety Trust, so we'll see where that goes. Next thing, ISAC litigation committee voted to file a motion to file an amicus brief on behalf of the entire membership.
Nice.
Their board is convening the first part of October to put together the structure as far as paying for the $25,000 fee. After they get that together, they'll be sending out a cover letter of the case and if they're going to be capping the fees or just prorated on the counties that participate. I know they had Bremer, remember in Wright County, had started taking a list of counties that were interested to bring it for their board, and they had just under 30. Not saying they would all approve it, but wanted to bring it before their board. So I think there's a good chance for minimal fee, counties will be participating in this, which is just awesome that the organization itself is moving forward with that. Because as you heard me mention before, this isn't just about a pipeline, this is about local control and how ordinances are a tool in our toolbox, and we don't want to lose that.
Right.
Next thing on the agenda, I passed out a flyer. I think give one to Taryn. Steve Holt, Representative Steve Holt and Charlie Thompson have reached out to myself a couple weeks ago. Long story short, they want to hold a statewide tour kickoff rally and fundraiser on my farm, October 5th, from 3 to 5, doors open at 2 o'clock. They wanted to kick it off in Shelby County. They want to have like 3 or 4 events around the state. They wanted to kick it off here due to our front running in the fight for property rights and eminent domain. This rally is just about eminent domain and protecting property rights. And they've invited all the Republican gubernatorial candidates. 3 of the 5 have accepted already and will be there. So it'll be your opportunity to kind of pin them down. The goals of this fundraiser rally is to raise awareness for the need to pass a clean eminent domain bill in the upcoming legislative session. Fundraise to help provide the resources needed to our legislators to introduce, advocate, and pass an eminent domain bill. Opportunity to pin down Republican gubernatorial candidates on their position towards eminent domain, towards CO2 pipelines and property rights. And rally the general public, elected officials, and media on the important issue facing landowners in Iowa. And I've also heard from quite a few, and so is Steve Holt, of other elected officials from around the state that'll be here. So,
Awesome.
if any of you guys have any inside track with the Lord, please pray it doesn't rain out there. Could you hold an event like this out in the country? We don't have a lot of options for parking and that, so. And I'm sure Chris Frederickson would like to make sure that happens too, because I'll have parking if it doesn't rain.
That would be good.
Sit on the road. Any questions on that part?
No.
Last thing is Summit did a data dump yesterday. It was huge. I only got through a fraction of it last night, but long story short, the main thing is, I guess they're gonna go, they did not include a map. They include a map of Iowa, but I guess they're gonna go through Nebraska to get to North Dakota. So I don't know if they're going up through Wyoming. I don't know yet. But they're asking the Iowa Utility Board to amend their conditions in their previous contract, which would say they do not have to get a permit in South Dakota. So I don't know who's changing the rules in the middle of the game now. But, so they want the Iowa Utility Board to set up a hearing and waive some of the requirements. Also, they're trying to get around the right-of-way permits, setbacks, right-of-way ordinances. This is the fraction. I'll bring more to it once I get a summary from the attorneys, but there's a lot in there. They mention nothing about safety, about how they're going to use dispersion modeling to get people out of the kill and danger zone. They don't mention that at all. They don't mention anything about not using eminent domain. All they say is it's our last resort, even though they're a for-profit enterprise. You know, so it's the same old game, just a different story. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more to come with that. I know the internet was just blowed up last night after that, that they want to get around the conditions of their initial permit. So, you guys have any questions?
Can't change a leopard spot, huh?
No.
Goes on and on.
Yep, so,
All right.
just maybe see you on the 5th.
All right,
Yep.
appreciate it, thank you.
Yep.
Chris Frederickson, Shelby County Road Report.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good.
Good. Few quick things this morning and just a brief update. First, I have 3 right-of-way permits I would recommend for approval. All of these are from FMCTC again, and they are all for new residences in the county. So that's good for Shelby County as a whole. Nothing too exciting about them. Again, it's just drops for the residences and a little bit of burial in the right-of-ways. So no concerns there. If you don't have any questions, I'd ask for you to approve those.
Motion approved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.
Thank you. And just a couple of quick items here. The M16 repaving project is progressing. They've milled off a short third of the project's short 15 miles so far. This week they did pull out of Shelby County and went to another job, which is unfortunate, but that's their prerogative. Their working days are still running. So hopefully they will be back the end of the week or the first of next. And it sounds like they may have the paving crew here the end of this week at the earliest. So they'll start laying back the new asphalt, starting in Shelby from the south and heading north. So hopefully we can get some of that covered that is milled off, and they'll play catch up, and we'll see how all that goes. So hopefully weather dependent. Again, that can really mess with some things, but
A lot of rain in the forecast.
there is the rest of this week. So I don't feel like they'll be here this week, but we'll see.
We had some concerns about landowners harvesting and all the activity going on, and we assured them that they will work with them during harvest.
Yeah. Like I say, the road is closed to through traffic, but if you have a area you need to get to,
Yeah.
you are more than welcome to use it. Just use caution, and generally, I guess now with the laydown crew and the milling crew, there will be 2 separate work zones. But just be patient and they will get you through.
Any issues, just let us know and
Yeah,
we'll get them taken
Yeah.
care of.
yeah. I know it isn't the most opportune time, but
Right.
it's part of the pain of having a road redone. So hopefully it goes smoothly. And it looks like harvest, my neighbor was out, so
Yeah.
I think things are starting to move. So hopefully that'll be a good thing also. The Yellowwood Bridge project should hopefully be done in 3 weeks, weather dependent. Today they're placing all the riprap behind the abutments and on the stream banks, so we'll set beams here just in the next day or so, and then followed by the decks. So that's moving along at a pretty decent clip, get that done. Both of the excavators are out ditching. Right now one is by Portsmouth and the other is up by Irwin. So they're trying to make progress there and keep moving as we can. And we'll disturb as little as we can with harvest coming up. We are pulling in a road by Irwin, and I think as of right now that's the last major thing we're going to do before harvest. Try and let everything settle out as best we can. That's close to the shop, so we will address that most every day and try and touch it up. All the maintainers are out, and we are still blading and spot rocking as necessary. We'll see with this rain when it comes. More spots will show up, so we'll hit those as we see them. But other than that, that's what we're running on right now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Windstream customers north and east of Shelby who are without internet and so forth because of a cable.
I have
We are
not,
aware of it, and Windstream has not contacted us to put that cable in. Apparently it's laying along the road or along the ditch.
I have not
And-
seen a permit from that,
Yeah.
so if anybody has a contact to them or is speaking with them,
Yep. They're telling,
Requested.
Windstream is telling them that they're waiting on us. We have nothing on it, so.
Windstream's a little slow.
I know it's a DOT project, but the bridge on 44 east of town, I've been by there umpteen times. I've never seen anybody working out there.
well, as of yesterday when I went home, they picked up all the concrete barricades.
They did, okay.
So it appears all they have left to do is the guardrail on the
Okay.
south side of the bridge. So I would expect that that would be open shortly. But
It's not
yeah,
that not inconvenient, but you know, it's just like, where are these people?
yeah, not our project, but just from the looks at it, I would suspect
Good.
it's wrapping up.
Okay, very good. All right.
Anything else?
Nope. Thank you,
Thanks,
Chris.
Chris.
Thank you.
Dr. Kinney, Western bond issue.
How are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good so far.
Well, good. I think you guys, I hope I'll make it even better for you guys. Thank you guys for letting me come today. Just a little bit of what's happening at Western. We got a lot of good things happening there. When I came here about 5 years ago, enrollment was pretty stagnant. This year we have a 7% enrollment increase, and a lot of it's coming from some of the pushes we made, here in Harlan when we were able to take over the north half of the building, put some CTE programs in there, what we've done in Missouri Valley, and really working and driving with what we're doing in the high schools. Nice thing about it is we're growing. Bad thing about it is we need space. And really we've done a lot of focus on our career technical education. We know the needs are out there in our rural communities to keep them open, to keep the jobs here, to support our local communities. So I just want to give you guys some quick numbers, and these are really just the last 5 years. Diesel tech has gone from 43 students to 101 students. Auto mechanics 51 to 84, construction 39 to 78. HVAC has kind of stayed pretty much flat with 21 to 23 students, plumbing the same, electrical being the same, but our welding's gone from 67 up to 144. Some of the programs have been able to grow because we've been able to just find space on campus to do it. Some that haven't grown, we're just to the expansion that we can't go anymore. So we are on November 4th asking the voters out there to pass a $55 million bond referendum. And what this referendum will allow us to do is really, the majority of the money will go into one facility, and it'll be a new transportation facility. We'll be able to put our truck driving, our diesel tech program up there and auto, and we double their space for those two programs to move up there. So we'll be able to continue to expand those programs. In addition, we started our CDL program just a couple years ago. I think, is there a truck here today?
Nope, they're in Atlantic now.
Okay, they're in
Keep switching
Atlantic.
back and forth with Atlantic.
So that has been a great program. We've seen a lot of growth into that. On the Council Bluffs campus, I'm running it out of a residential hall parking lot. My residential halls are getting close to capacity now. I need that parking back, but it'll also allow us to do some training up there, put more of a training course up there for them. In addition is one of the things we're really hearing from employers out there, they need supply chain management. Logistics is really starting to grow and they need more. So we'll be able to start a new facility, or in that new facility, be able to move that up. The other part of that will be, we'll be able to take the old facilities that those guys are leaving out, put some renovation into them to expand our construction. We'll double their space, the HVAC, plumbing, all those programs, we'll be able to double the space for those programs. Again, growing enrollment in those programs that are in high demand right now. You know, we are at the portion where we're turning students away, saying unfortunately we can't do it here, and unfortunately they're going to other parts of the state or into Nebraska, and employers are picking them up. They're not coming back home, so we've got to get this expansion done to do that. On top of that, what we'll be doing is kind of what we've done here at Harlan and Missouri Valley. We've seen it. We see these growth numbers coming because these students are starting to explore this in high school. We're giving them the opportunity to do a little bit in high school and say, man, this is the career I want to get into. And high demand, high wage jobs, they all are within our region. So also we'll be doing some upgrades into our Atlantic, Clarinda, and Shenandoah Center. Honestly, we're able to do it here by cooperation with a lot of partners in Harlan. We're able to do what we're able to do. I need that out into the other rural communities to be able to serve those high schools like we're serving the high schools up around this area better. So we're asking voters to go out and to approve a $55 million bond issue. Good thing about this is I will not be raising your tax levy rate. We can do this. We are a very fiscally sound institution, and we're able to do this by just carrying over some of our previous debt into this. So it will not raise the property tax levy rate. So we can really help to expand what our communities are needing out there, helping our high schools serve them even better than what we are right now, keeping our youth at home and doing it without raising the property tax levy rate. So we're excited about this. It's needed. I mean, this last year we did a partnership with AgriVision and Prairie Land. AgriVision, John Deere out of here, Prairie Land out of Kansas. They've got some space in Council Bluffs. They're doing more of the diesel training of it. But then those students are living on our campus coming over. So we're able to kind of expand that program that way. But we need more. I mean, every employer, I don't care what community I go to, I need more of all these. And if you're a homeowner and understand trying to get a plumber out, HVAC out, it's tough. A lot of people are retiring. So not only on the credit side, but we're doing a lot more on the non-credit side, getting it out there. So questions you all have in regards, and a lot of what I'm here is just kind of share to get the word out there. It's very similar to what we ran last year. And we were less than 0.5% short with 76,000 voters. That was hard for this guy to swallow. I'm like, God, what else could I have done? But I could not compete the spending powers of the presidential elections. I don't have that spending power, so I could not get my word out the way it is. So we're getting a lot of good feedback this time around. Questions you all have?
No.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Let me have some time to come in and share this today. We're trying to get the word out and across. I do have a couple flyers that I left with you, and I've given everybody out there. So we're hoping people will get out on November 4th and vote. So thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Ken Linen, are you out there? Ken not here? Okay. I guess we'll move on without Ken. Shelby County Golf Course was sent a tax bill, and they were wanting those taxes abated for the clubhouse. So do you have a better explanation?
Yeah, he called and talked to me about it. Next year, it is exempted out, but this year it wasn't because we were too late in the timeline, so he's just asking for this tax cycle to be abated.
Any other questions?
We discussed this, I think, at budget time or somewhere in that area, so
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to
Second that.
Shelby County Clubhouse.
Okay, motion from Mike, second from Charlie. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes to abate the taxes. Tony Buman.
Morning, Tony.
Morning.
This is apparently the abatement section of the
Yes.
program. So there
I was
should
telling
be,
these guys, someday I want someone to come in and say, I want to put my property on the tax rolls.
I actually did have a property owner that's got a forest reserve exemption that is carrying a bunch of trees out and talked to me ahead of time and then just let me know they finished because that will be going away. So that was neat to see someone that just wanted to do it right and reported that. So this is one of those that we seem to have a few of these every year where like an exemption or something didn't get applied correctly. These, there's two separate ones here. They're both little pieces of land that the city of Westphalia owns. They're both down on that southeast side of the highway of F-32. When you come into Westphalia, there's a little park there, and then essentially an alley or something like that that accesses the north-south road there on the edge of Westphalia. And basically what I've done is I listed the park shelters, the picnic shelters and stuff like that, so it increased the value, but the exemption didn't go up to compensate for that. So there was like a $192 bill and one that was a lot less, and they shouldn't have gotten a bill. It was just a clerical error on our end. It's been fixed, so it won't happen next year, and just asking for that to be abated.
Discussion, fellas?
No, motion.
Motion from Charlie to abate the taxes for the city of Westphalia.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And you've got both parcel numbers there,
I
Tammy.
have 3 of the same person over here.
Yeah, I think they get collated.
83.
I was trying to look at it too, but something's not.
Well, we really want that one taken care of. I'll get you the other one. I think you have it as well, but I'll get it to you.
That back.
All right.
I'll take these 2.
Alrighty. Okay, to further our abatement talk, Carol and Bloom, are you out there? All
I
right.
just walked in. Perfect timing.
Busy woman. It's that time of year, you know.
Didn't even get a chance to sit down. I'm here. Unfortunately, with this today, we're not collecting taxes, we're considering just the opposite. Kind of the same thing as in the past. There's something for you to have for the person later tonight. So this is a decree that was entered, of course, after the city received their tax statement and didn't think that they should have to pay taxes. I requested a copy of the decree, the order from the clerk of court. And if you look on the second to last page, I've highlighted it for you where it says that it's awarded to the city free and clear of any claim, lien, or encumbrance held by any defendant. Change of title, of course, has already taken place. And like I said, this is just one of those formalities that I bring to you for your review and approval to consider abating the taxes on it per the court order. So,
Marcus, all is good with this? Have you reviewed it?
I haven't reviewed it, but
Okay.
I think this one was done by Todd Argott's
we've,
order, actually.
we've done this on all those.
Okay. Very good. So can we get a motion to abate the taxes on, what's the description? 1310 Willow Street.
1310 Willow.
Motion approved.
And second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, and then there's another one here. This is City of Defiance. And the reason why I have some of these in a little bit different format is because some of these had tax sale certificates on it. So the state doesn't portray a true reflection of the amount of the taxes that we're abating, because that's just the current taxes. Whereas like this tax charge information sheet on the last one, that had a tax sale certificate. So we're going to be abating any taxes that are on the parcels. Similar here, City of Defiance contacted me last week. On that second to last page here, I've highlighted the portion where it's awarded to the City of Defiance free and clear of any claim, lien, or encumbrance held by any defendant.
Okay.
This one did not have a tax sale certificate on it.
The motion to abate the taxes at 319 4th Street in Defiance.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, that's all I have for today.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Department head reports. Neil.
Don't do your supervisor committee.
Oops. Hold on to that thought. Jumped ahead.
Patiently waiting.
Supervisor committee reports. Mike.
Had a few things this last couple of weeks. Good news is the flu cases and COVID cases are low in our area. The Legionnaire's disease in Marshall County is not spread this way, fortunately, so we don't have to
We don't need it.
worry about that for now. So Flu clinics will be starting up at Murchie Medical Center here September 23rd, I believe. You can go to their website or call Murchie to schedule those. And COVID vaccines are available to those who wish to inoculate, and I think you have to have a prescription now to get those. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's what I heard. So check on that if you want to get a COVID vaccine this year. So.
Okay. My assignments have been very quiet. I have no updates.
Neither do I.
Okay. Department head reports. Neil, you are up now.
Good morning.
Morning.
Getting your exercise already.
Yeah, that's all right. I can eat all I can get. Doesn't hurt me any. So a couple things to start off with. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I think Bryce mentioned something coming in on Linden there. We got the speed trailer that we talked about a few meetings ago. We've got it posted right now out on Old 59 on Linden there as you come in from the north into the city of Harlan. The speed zone drops pretty abruptly right there. We have a daycare there. There's a school bus stop there. It's nice and close to our office to give it a test run so we can check on it kind of thing. And what that actually does is it flashes a bunch of pretty lights if you're over a certain speed. Tells you to slow down, does that. But it also collects data. So every time we set it out, it does a new a report for us. And if we go out there, we can actually pull that data and then we can review it. So I see us implementing this in areas where we get complaints, certain areas of speed, and we can actually pull raw data and it'll tell us a time frame of when maybe, you know, these areas are being frequented more by speeders and we can be there in person. So it's not actually going to send anybody a ticket. I had somebody ask me the other day and I told them yes, it will send you a ticket. So maybe that's what I should have told everybody. But for now we're going to use it as basically a data source to better use our time too. But I think it'll be good. It definitely catches your attention.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact you can move it around, it's not there every day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. So I did look at a solar panel option for it. I talked with Harrison County, who has the exact same setup we do. That I don't know if you've been into Logan there across the bridge, going westbound, and they said theirs lasts quite a while on a battery charge. So we're going to experiment with it, see what we need. If we need a solar system, we can go that route. But you always got to worry about hail damage and different things like that throughout the summer. So
I think it's pretty cool.
yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Great.
And that was purchased with drug forfeiture funds, so it did not impact our budget in any way, shape, or form. Next thing we've kind of been working on actually for about a year now is I talked to you guys a while back about it, and we went ahead and approached our neighbors to the west, Harrison County, and we have started up a area TAC team. We named ourselves SWIT, Southwest Iowa TAC Team. We look for growth as it moves forward, but right now we are paired with Harrison County to kind of lay the foundation, the guidelines, the team, player numbers. We had a physical test that you had to pass, as well as a firearms qualification that was a little higher standards than the normal, as well as the physical test was a little higher standards than the normal. We see this team being utilized for security purposes for events, which is probably why you saw like Harrison County down at our big race we had a while back. There was a couple of those guys assisting us down there due to the large crowd. We had our first training last Tuesday. A requirement is you have to have a 40-hour SWAT school to be an operator on that team. Those 40-hour SWAT schools range anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 per person. I reached out to a friend who's on a TAC team in Bellevue, Nebraska, and I got in charge of their commander out there for their TAC team, and he is actually going to host us a training free of charge for all members to go out to Bellevue and pass and do their course. So that was a really good saving on our end. We want to see more of these teams develop across the state of Iowa, because a lot of the bigger calls or the high volume calls that we've been dealing with recently, if you call in a State Patrol TAC team or a Potawatomi County TAC team, it's hours before you get a response out of them, and no fault to anybody, it just takes time to gather people up. So we figured if we had something, well, better trained, better equipped here, we'd be a lot quicker on response for things like that. So that's the route we're going. With that, we had a lot of the equipment we needed to get this thing off the ground running. We need a few other items, but we're also probably going to try to use that drug forfeiture fund as well to get those items out of the gate, because they are not budgeted items.
Just be like a trailer you can grab and go.
Yeah, a trailer, or even some new vest carriers that are a little higher level than what we wear every day. some helmets, some little things, which we've gotten a lot of helmets on grants. We've been doing a lot of grant writing. Harrison County has as well. We're utilizing some equipment through what's called the 1033 program. It's a governmental program. People all across the country, when military or some of these TAC teams that are currently in place don't use equipment anymore, or they get newer stuff, that equipment goes to this program, and then you're allowed to apply for it free of charge. You just have to provide them yearly updates on where that equipment's at and maintain that equipment. But it's a low cost to have that. So, but I think it'll be a good thing. The training we had last Tuesday went really well. When we do those kind of things, I'm going to throw a post out on social media, which I did last week, just to let people know, hey, if you see a high volume of law enforcement in this area, there's no reason to be alarmed. Simply training. There were some questions. Well, there's a school bus stop in that area. Is this going to interrupt with that? Obviously, we planned for that. We did it after those events take place. But there might be more of those popping up. We're going to train monthly, so just a heads up. The jail reimbursement side of things that we've been talking about probably for about 1.5 years now, we have got them underway, and we are seeing revenue start to come back from those, so that's been good. We worked with the clerk of court on that quite a bit, on how we can personally file those reimbursements for that owed money to us. Basically then get a judgment against an individual. A lot of them that we've been serving have been coming and either paying in full or setting up payment plans within our office. I think over the last month and a half, we've collected nearly $30,000 back on that.
Good.
So it's up and running, and it's working really well, and
Good.
hopefully we can start getting some of those reimbursements back. So, the Sheriff app is a free app that we have, not free, it just didn't cost us anything. We get it through some grant funds. But it's an app that we're getting on the law enforcement side of things. It's kind of taken wave across the state of Iowa. It's basically all of our jail information, our warrant information, our arrest information, our weapon permits, anything, our house sales that we have, our foreclosures, stuff like that, will all be at your fingertip in a simple app. Makes it a lot more user-friendly. It'll be linked into the website. But if we have immediate changes that happen with sheriff sales or training events like that, we can post those within the app and keep the public up to date on that. So it's kind of a neat resource. There's a lot of resources embedded in it. I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg of it, but we're excited to get that up and running. Hopefully before November, we'll actually be up and utilizing it. Austin's working with them. I think that's kind of our deadline, isn't it? End of October, November?
Yeah, I've done everything on my end and kind
Yeah.
of waiting on them to finish things up, but it should be in the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, and I know Austin's been working on it a ton with us, but it's got a lot of cool features, I think, that the public
It's gonna be nice.
will really like. So, something I've been talking with Taryn a little bit about is a vehicle purchase on my end. I don't have it on the agenda today, but I may be coming to you with it. I've traded off a couple vehicles recently to try to create some revenue, but I need to purchase one more vehicle this year. The price of vehicles has gone up. I haven't amended my budget over the last few years. I do have some reserve flow in capital that I'm probably going to look at, but I'm going to come to you with a proposal before I do that, but just a heads up on that. I do have to purchase another vehicle this year, and my plan is maybe to dip in the capital reserves a little bit to utilize that. So.
Appreciate you working with conservation on handling
Yeah.
your vehicles down. That works
Yeah,
great.
us and EMA, we kind of did
Yeah.
a swap across to put vehicles where they can be more utilized.
Yeah, that's
So,
great.
yeah, it
Appreciate
worked out
that.
really well. But yeah, other than that, business as usual in our place. We have been busy. As Marcus is aware, things aren't slowing down, but we're keeping our head above water. So, any questions on mine?
Saw Avoca has now a new engine brake monitoring system.
Yeah,
Are
electronic
those getting
system.
popular, or I've got a spot I'd love for you to have one. Right past Hy-Vee coming down that hill on 44.
Yeah, you know, they're not that popular. You see them in larger cities quite a bit, but you usually don't see them in low population cities. Obviously, that's a problem area for them, and it has been for some time. I know they had it deployed for about 2 months as like a trial run, but it wasn't sending you tickets. I think it's now gonna switch over to that, so.
Could we get a sign or something even up near the Hy-Vee coming east? The trucks come down, I live right there, as you know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that going on there.
Yeah.
And by the time I can get out there and throw a rock at them, they're fine.
They're already bad.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. A lot of that signage has to be either approved by DOT if it's on their road systems, or like the city of Harlan can work with the DOT. And I know they've done it in the past, even with those that speed sign they put up kind of in front of Peterson Motors there. That was a DOT and Harlan project together, and we did help them kind of isolate an area we thought it would be most beneficial and stuff like that. But a lot of that has to run through that route of things. So But, yeah. Any other question?
That's it?
Nope. All right, appreciate it,
Thanks,
guys.
Dave, everything.
Thank you.
Austin?
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just have stuff for you guys to look at so you can look at it later if you need to, but past projects, current projects, and stuff that we're doing in the future. I haven't started anything within the past couple of weeks just because my son will be born next month, so I'm trying not to get too deep into more projects. But Congratulations. thank you, thank you. The past 3 to 6 months, we've got a number of things that we've completed. I'll just start with the first one, the annex. We decommissioned everything at that building IT-wise, pulled it out of there. If it was belonging to the county, I think the copier is the only thing that actually stayed that was used by community services, which they apparently purchased and gave to the company that bought it. Next thing on the list would be the phones. We did a phone upgrade for most of the county. I think the sheriff's office was already on this system. So we basically had everyone else jump over to this Verizon One Talk system that we're on now with the courthouse engineers and everywhere else. It has proved a lot better than the last system already. There's a few hiccups and a few things that we had to get used to, but I think all in all everything's working out pretty well. And then with that, if our internet goes down, the 4G will take over and gives us a little bit more redundancy there. So there's kind of a nice little second step there, you know, if there's times where we've lost internet and you can't call anybody at the sheriff's office, so that kind of mitigates this risk there. After the phones, Windows 11 upgrades, so October next month, I guess, is the cutoff for Windows 10 updates. So security-wise for the IT world, everybody's upgrading to Windows 11 just because the end of support is coming next month. For the mass, majority of the people using Windows 10, it's going to be over. There's going to be some people that are able to keep it on a plan where you can pay for it, but the Windows 11 upgrade was free, so we went ahead and did that. And that was about 60 computers at least that I did last month and got us all into compliance before the cutoff.
With their laptops.
Nope, you guys are all good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, so we upgraded everybody. I think there's 1 or 2 left that I need to just basically unplug, but we're all up to date there, so no issues for security on that. I created a new automated policy to update computers overnight on certain days of the week, so if you come in the next day and you see your computer's restarted, that would be why. It creates a lot more time for me to do other things than to manually restart people's computers and hit install and stuff like that. So I rolled out a new policy for that. We completed our website overhaul in July, changed vendors and everything, and from what I hear, everything has been going pretty well. We've got a lot more features, a lot more visibility for the public to see what's going on in the county, and resources wise as well. They have a lot of stuff from the state forms and whatnot that they can pull from our website now that are up to date instead of having them a couple years old and having them have to refill it out after a while because they figure out that it was the old form. But so those have been pretty good for the public, I think. And then let's see, 911, we've been doing a lot of stuff with upgrades over there. Most recently would be their computers. We had to replace those and then add in some software that would give them in compliance with, again, security stuff. Nowadays it's kind of the topic with IT now is the compliance for CGIS, which is the federal level compliance for anything that's related to like jail stuff or any personal information for inmates and people that have been arrested, basically. So we had to get those in compliance. That was a whole project itself. Had to get special software for it, but we are good there. And then mostly my day-to-day is usually just ongoing support and trying to get people fixed and updated and problems fixed here and there, so a lot of break fix there. That's just been my past 3 to 6 months there. Future projects, we're looking at a storage solution for our servers. As it stands, each server has their own little compartmentalized storage, and it just makes it hard for updating, so we're actually implementing what in the IT world we call a SAN, which is basically a big bulk storage, and all the servers are going to talk to that storage. All the servers will talk to the storage to get information instead of having it housed individually. kind of hard to put it in layman's terms, but that's about as deep as I'm going to go on that. I don't want to bore anybody, put anybody to sleep, but we're implementing this solution, and it's going to just help with, again, redundancy and getting things a little bit more safe and secure there. It's going to have a lot more fault tolerance as well. License plate reader cameras. We're doing a project with a vendor. The vendor had reached out to us about this project because they've done it for a few other states, but they're integrating some of the CGIS data is all I'm really going to say there into the camera so that we can actually backtrack any people of interest or license plates and get alerts set up. So if we see someone or a license plate that we have on the interest list, then it would notify somebody instead of having to manually go through and search. So that is something in the works, but we also have to get the state involved because it is involved in their system as well. So we have to get that going. But with us sponsoring this project, they're giving us 2 free cameras, which would be like an MSRP price of like $12,000. So I'll take that as a grant almost. So free cameras and free public safety. So I can't go wrong with that. So that's in the works here in the next couple months, and then I have a plan to get another internet backup source. So if our somebody decides they want to do construction and cut all of HMU's lines on accident, I'm going to try to implement a 5G internet backup for the county so that if lines do get cut, we still have internet through wireless. So just another. So we have a first and secondary, but again, if wires get cut, something happens, we can always fall back on that wireless. So another redundancy period. So
Good idea.
Kind of all I've been doing now is just trying to make things better, more secure, more reliable. So for the most part, we're in compliance now, and the original list that we got, as you guys have seen, I don't know if you've seen it yet, Mike, but the original list was pretty long, and I think we knocked that out of the ballpark within the first year. So
Good.
just kind of continuing to make things better. So that has been my past 3 to 6 months.
Appreciate the report.
Yeah. Questions?
I don't know
for-
where you were able to sleep in here.
I'm sure that'll be coming soon with my son. So.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything you do.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other department heads? With that, we will adjourn. Thanks, everybody.